you talked about one of my favorite traders of all time, Jesse Livermore. You called him the most storied and important trader who ever lived. What can modern investors learn from Jesse?
Well, yes, I gave him compliments, and then I talked about how he was probably bipolar, undiagnosed, and perhaps had one of the worst legacies in terms of what happened with his family members that maybe I've ever read in my life. But other than that, I think Jesse was one of the first people, and he didn't realize he was doing it, one of the first people ever to talk about and maybe master behavioral finance. And if you're a financial advisor, the concepts that he came up with all on his own with no formal schooling. I think he left home at 12 years old. So just like all of these incredible things that he figured out just by living the life and being in the markets, these are things that wouldn't be confirmed or documented by social scientists for like 50 or 80 years after he had first come across these ideas. So that's why Livermore is worth studying and why I gave him a chapter in the book.
Yeah, I mean, it's the outcome of his life that is really so intriguing because all the success he had, all the money he made, all of the euphoria that he was able to participate in, and then at the end of the day, he had nothing.
Well, I think he went bankrupt 3 times, and all 3 times were as a result of his behavior and breaking his own rules. And he would meticulously lay out, like, this is what you don't do. And then there would be something that looked like it should be an exception, and he would do that thing, and he would blow up. And there was a moment where he became the wealthiest human being on earth. There was one moment where he was wealthier than J. Pierpont Morgan in his time. And he went bankrupt like a couple of years after that. He built this big estate in Great Neck, which is on the Gold Coast of Long Island, not far from where I live. And he basically conquered the markets. And he had made more money than anyone ever had made in the markets up until that time. And it was as a result of seeing the Great Depression, seeing the crash of 29 in advance, and then placing a bet big enough to be, that extraordinary. And he knew the right things to do. And he said the money is made by sitting, not by acting. And he understood these things, but he just couldn't live by the thing that he said was the thing to live by. And that's what makes him so relentlessly fascinating for someone like me, whose job it is to help people make good decisions with their money.